Good morning, Southern California, your hometown station, KHTS. Your host, Fred Arnold, on the Santa Clarita Business and Real Estate Show, joined by my wonderful friend, Patti Handy. Patti Handy, he's a very accomplished person. She's a mortgage professional at American Family Funding, four-time author, great mother of a really cool son, Blake.
Thank you. He is.
Really cool kid. And author of 4 books. But you're going to start a new show here at KHTS. I want to talk about that.
Yes, I am so excited. So excited. This is something that has been percolating in my heart for years and years. It's called Starting Over with Patti Handy. And the focus is going to be helping those come out of divorce, loss of a spouse, and getting back on track. Not just financially. We are going to talk about, getting into a home if they want to and cleaning up credit. But it's going to be financially, physically, emotionally. I'm going to have a amazing set of guest speakers come in from attorneys, financial planners, life coaches, therapists, nutritionists, personal trainers, and we're going to just inspire, bring hope, and help people just come back from a very difficult situation.
Yeah, going through a divorce is paramount to the death of something, right?
Yes.
And in this case, it's the death of a marriage, right?
Yes.
Whether it's agreed to by both parties or not, or whether you have kids or not, it's still a very trying time.
Absolutely.
And I'll be real and say that during my divorce, I would oftentimes come and sit down with Patti and say, help me to understand this, or talk me through this. And boy, since you had the experience and the books you wrote and the people you've spoken to, it really made a big difference.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I was able to help in some way. Being that I went through that divorce and being that I went through the experience of the roller coaster and the dark times and the lonely times and the feeling isolated and overwhelmed and just the sea of emotions, I know what others are experiencing. And I'm going to speak to that. I'm going to, and my guests will speak to that.
Yes.
So, again, I want to really let those who listen in realize they're not alone, that they are going to thrive, that there is hope. My real intention is to bring inspiration, motivation, and bring their joy back. And it's going to be a different ride for everybody. But I know that with the various speakers I have lined up, they are going to speak to everybody in some capacity.
Wouldn't you agree that everybody has an inner soul and an inner spirit that's bigger than anything we can ever imagine, and sometimes we lose that?
Yes, absolutely. And it takes others to help us see that. It helps others who oftentimes see it in you, but you don't see it in yourself. And you think, I can't do this. I don't have the strength. I don't have the bandwidth, whatever. And yes, absolutely. You are much stronger and braver and bigger than you realize.
Yeah, and it's a starting point, and your show's going to be when?
It's called Starting Over. It's the second Wednesday of the month. It's starting March 14th. It'll be from noon to 1, so spend your lunchtime with me. And it'll be, once a month for now, and hopefully eventually it might come up to twice a month.
Yeah, well, once a month, twice a month, whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be extremely valuable, and it's going to be here at your hometown station. I'm going to throw one thing at you before we close. What's one piece of inspiration that you'd give all those out there that are struggling with whatever it is they're struggling with?
I think that just to know that you are, like we just talked about, much greater and have much more capacity than you realize. And this moment in time that you're going through, if you're in the middle of a divorce or fresh out of a divorce or recently lost your spouse to death, that this moment in time is temporary. This is not a definition of your future. And the future is bright. The future is going to be great. And I've lived through it. I've been through it. I've rebirthed myself, if you will. And I'm a far better person, a far happier person. Not because I'm divorced, but because I evolved into this person.
You changed.
That I may have not have become had I still been married. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I can say that there is hope. Please know that there's always going to be hope.
Yeah, and the one It's 11:11. What appropriate time? Angel time,
Make a
right?
wish.
Yes. And that is my coach, Alex Urbina, always says is be a better version of yourself every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, excited for it. And it's
Thank
going to
you.
be called Starting Over with Patti Handy the second Tuesday.
Second Wednesday.
Second Wednesday at noon to 1.
At noon to 1, starting March 14th.
Or www.
Hometown. PattyHandy.com
Yep.
is my mortgage site.
Yep.
Yeah, but you can listen into the hometown station, listen live.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, thanks. I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Business and Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Fred Arnold, on your hometown station, KHTS.
Your Friday nights just got even better. Vine's Restaurant